Imagine a world where talent alone could make you a star. A world where your skill, your passion, your raw ability could break through any barrier. But what if the system was built to hold you back? What if every step you took forward was met with invisible walls, designed to keep you in a box? This is the story of a gifted actor. A man whose brilliance lit up the screen, but whose career was shaped by forces determined to limit his shine. They tried to warn us about the trap set for him. We should have paid attention. In the early 90s, a 17-year-old burst onto the scene with a performance so raw, so gripping, it left audiences stunned, playing a volatile, unforgettable character in a gritty urban drama. He brought a chilling authenticity that should have launched him into the stratosphere. But instead of opening doors, that role became a cage. Hollywood saw him not as a versatile talent, but as a tool, a way to tell stories that reinforced their narrow narratives. His debut was a blessing and a curse, trapping him in a cycle of typecasting that would haunt his career. He was perfect for roles that demanded intensity, a danger edge. Studios loved how he could make complex characters feel real without challenging their worldview. His performances were magnetic, but they came at a cost. Every time he stepped on screen, he was asked to play the same part: the menacing figure, the troubled soul, the guy from the wrong side of the tracks. When he dared to step outside that box, the industry pushed back. In 1994, he took on a role as a thoughtful, middle-class teen in a coming-of-age story. Critics, who once praised his raw talent, now called his performance stiff, unnatural. The message was clear: stay in your lane. If this story resonates with you, please share it to spread awareness about the challenges artists face in an unforgiving industry. He tried to break free. A TV series in the mid-90s gave him a chance to show his range. Playing a layered character who balanced strength and vulnerability, the show connected deeply with audiences craving real representation. It was a hit, with viewers earning praise and solid ratings. But after one season, the network pulled the plug, blaming budget issues. Meanwhile, less compelling shows with lighter themes sailed through multiple seasons. The cancellation wasn't just a business decision, it was a signal. Hollywood was fine with him as long as he played the villain. But stories that uplifted or explored deeper truths, those were too risky. By the late 90s, he was fighting harder to prove himself. In a 1997 romantic drama, he played a poetic, soulful, lighter role that showcased his charisma and depth. The film became a cultural touchstone, quoted and loved by fans to this day. It was proof he could carry a movie, that he could be the heartthrob, the leading man. For a moment, it felt like everything was about to change. He finally had leverage, a chance to demand better roles, better pay, better stories. But Hollywood wasn't ready to let him soar. When his team pushed for fair compensation, citing the film's success, the studios stonewalled. They claimed he was asking for too much, that his value didn't match their budgets. Never mind that the movie had been made on a modest budget and turned a hefty profit. Never mind that it resonated across cultures and generations. While white actors with less impressive resumes were landing multi-million-dollar deals for rom-coms, it was told his worth didn't measure up. The sabotage was subtle but brutal. Instead of offering him starring roles in big-budget films, studios dangled supporting parts in mainstream projects or leads in small, underfunded films with no marketing push. When he held firm, whispers spread. He was difficult, ungrateful, hard to work with. The lies didn't stop there. Industry gatekeepers told him his films wouldn't sell overseas, that international audiences didn't care about stories with black leads. But when he traveled abroad, he saw the truth. Fans in Europe, Asia, Africa, they knew his lines, felt his character's emotions, connected with his work on a human level. The black stories don't sell. Myth was just that, a myth, designed to keep him and others like him out of the most profitable markets. It was a calculated move to limit his power, his wealth, his influence. What happens when you keep pushing against a system that's built to break you? Stay with us, because this story's not over yet. The early 2000s brought more of the same. A big-budget film with a major star gave him a supporting role, but the movie flopped, doing nothing to boost his career. Another project let him flex his range as a legendary musician, but with minimal promotion, it barely made a ripple. The pattern was clear. His talent was undeniable, but every role was carefully chosen to keep him visible yet contained. Studios profited from his performances while ensuring he never became a household name by the mid-2000s. The strategy shifted. Hollywood couldn't deny his skill, so they redirected it. He was cast as villains, criminals, morally flawed men roles that let him shine but reinforced harmful stereotypes. In one acclaimed film, he played a carjacker who spoke eloquently about systemic injustice. Audiences were moved, but the character's actions undercut his message, leaving viewers with mixed feelings. It was a masterclass in manipulation. Uses talent to tell a story that seems profound but ultimately confirms biases. Each role was a double-edged sword, showcasing his brilliance while keeping him locked in a narrative he couldn't escape. Television offered no reprieve. In one series, he played a firefighter with a dark past, a hero, with a catch, always one step away from being untrustworthy. The roles were complex, yes, but they were designed to keep him in a box. Villains don't get merchandising deals. They don't build franchises. They don't create generational wealth. Each paycheck kept him working, but never free. When streaming platforms emerged, they promised a new era. More content, more voices, more opportunities. For a moment, it seemed like he could finally break through. But the streaming world brought its own traps. Viewership data was hidden, making it impossible to negotiate fair pay. Algorithms favored mainstream content, burying stories with diverse leads. His work on a hit streaming series was a high point, 5 seasons of compelling performances. But even there, he remained a supporting player, never the star. The industry's diversity promises felt hollow. More about marketing than real change, then came a role that seemed like the big break he'd waited for. In 2017, he joined a massively popular TV series as a cunning, charismatic politician. It was a chance to show the world what he could do with a meaty, high-profile role. But look closer, and the trap was obvious. His character was brilliant, magnetic and deeply corrupt. Every move he made reinforced stereotypes about black leadership: untrustworthy, self-serving, dangerous. He brought such humanity to the role that audiences rooted for him. But the narrative was clear. This is what happens when black men gain power. They misuse it. If this story breaks your heart, share it to shine a light on the truth. Even he seemed to sense the catch. In interviews, he spoke of his character's shenanigans and backdoor deals with a knowing tone. The role gave him visibility, stability, a paycheck, but at what cost? His talent was being used to prop up a system that undervalued him. And yet he fought back. When offered a lowball deal for the role, he negotiated hard, securing better terms as the show's success grew. His persistence paid off, but it was a bittersweet victory. His win was held up as proof that the system worked, while countless others faced the same old barriers. Looking back, the patterns are undeniable. From the typecasting of his early years to the villain roles that defined his prime, every step was orchestrated to limit his rise. The industry made millions off his work while keeping him just successful enough to stay in the game, never powerful enough to change it. They used his own talent against him, turning his greatest strength into a tool for their agenda. But there's hope in his story, too. He's still here, still fighting, still creating. He's spoken out about the industry's games, shedding light on the tricks that keep artists down. Through his own production work, he's building paths for others, trying to rewrite the rules. His career is a testament to resilience, a reminder that even in a system built to contain you, you can carve out moments of defiance. This isn't just one man's story. It's a warning about how talent can be exploited, how brilliance can be weaponized, how dreams can be caged. We should have seen the signs. We should have listened. If his journey moves you, if it makes you angry, if it inspires you to demand better, then share this story. Subscribe for more truths like this. Let's keep shining a light on the system and the people who refuse to be broken by it.